Why do we always blame situations, the events that happened in our life, and the people whom we got associated with? Now, there is a very interesting idea behind this. Let's see why even well-intentioned people keep playing this blame game, this song of blame game that goes on inside us. This happens even for people who want to grow, even for people who are positive, leave alone the people who are actually negative, who don't want to grow. We don't want to talk about them. But even if you are growth minded, okay, if you want to grow, even then you keep blaming the situations, the events that happened in your life and the people whom you got associated with. Now, why does this happen? It doesn't stop with just you playing the blame game. You also get associated with friends who are also similarly subtly playing this blame game. It's a very interesting phenomena that goes on here. The mind actually builds a protective sheath around you so that you keep blaming the events, situation and the circumstances that you are provided with, and also the people whom you got associated with. So you keep blaming this so that you don't have to face the harsh reality. The mind creates a protective sheath around you so that you are not bombarded with criticism. That protective sheath, that the blame game that you play, it serves as a sheath which covers you for criticism. So why does the mind play this trick? Because it wants to be comfortable. Why? Because the reality is very harsh out there, is very turbulent, and you have to take ownership or responsibility for moving the needle in your life. You have to grow, and for that you have to face the turbulent times. But the mind invariably builds this beautiful protective sheath around you so that you keep blaming everything around you and you don't finally face the truth. And this blame game happens very subtly inside your mind. And because there is a blame game that always goes on in your mind, you also attract friends who are similar to this. So it's not that they are also negative. They are positive people who talk with you very well. But if you watch them carefully, when they speak, they will also blame a particular incident. Have you observed that? They will blame a particular set of people. When you are young, you tend to blame your parents. When you are in your middle age, you tend to blame your supervisor, or you tend to blame your brothers or sisters. I am like this because of this and they created the circumstance. And when you are reasonably older, you blame your children for that. But the blame game never stops. Only the people and the incidents change, but the blaming aspect never stops in your life. Have you observed? And I have observed this for a long time, and this happens even when I am wanting to grow myself. It's not that I want to be stagnant, but I want to grow. But invariably, without my knowledge, the mind plays this blame game so that I'm protected from harsh criticism. I'm protected from facing the reality. You have to understand this, and accordingly you have to attract friends to your life. If somebody tries to blame something, you should just pat him on the back. That may not be the reason. Let's look into it further and let's take responsibility for us. You may become unpopular by saying so, but you have to do that eventually so that you attract people who are completely positive. So what do you mean by completely positive without this blame game song? So you say that I am right now in this situation entirely because of the choices I made. Nobody is responsible for that, period. And there is no but after this complete acceptance. Now, once you accept completely that I am responsible for the choices I made and there is no blame game in this, then you are at the cusp of accelerated growth. Trust me, if you don't accept this at any point of your life, then there is no point of moving ahead. So this blaming is like a drag that pulls you back, right? So that you don't move forward, because your mindset has not accepted that you are the reason why you are right now at this place. So be aware of this trick the mind plays even in people who are well intentioned. You may actually be very positive, you want to grow, but without your knowledge, the mind may be pulling you back by this blaming situations, events and people for what happened in your life. So be aware of this protective sheath the mind creates around yourself in order to avoid you from facing the actual reality. Only then you can move forward.